loud. They came back to report to John that the man you're preaching about. John knew, the man he was preaching about. John knew, there was not even a doubt. The lame did walk, the blind did see, the left were healed their spot. John surely knew the man he was preaching about.
Amen. Appreciate that.
Give your heart to Him, become a believer in the one who is our lost soul receiver. There's nobody like Him. You've never seen anybody like Jesus. You've never met anybody like Him.
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Hi, this is Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. I work with folks who have Medicare. If you're getting ready to turn 65 or starting to plan your retirement and your Medicare is going to be starting soon, or if it started recently, or maybe you're just now qualifying for your Medicare benefits through disability, please give me a call. We have a lot of good choices available in our area. Not all plans are the same and not one size fits all. I work with folks to make sure that the plan that they pick fits their financial needs and also their doctor and hospital choices. A lot of times your prescription medications might help you figure out which plan you need to be on. I've been doing this for quite a while. I never charge a fee, and if you'd like my assistance, I'll be sure and try to help you. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. Thanks.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
I tell you what, with these four machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? And that's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides. and the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show is also being brought to you by True Value Homes. Now, tonight will be the last night for True Value Homes for a little while, folks. Doesn't mean they're going out of business or they're having a hard, because they're selling homes. And we hope you'll go over there and tell them that R.L. Gibson sent you from Campbell County, and because you're going to get a great deal. Keith Klothfelter, hey, he knows what he's doing. And they have 4 different companies supplying them, and they got repos, they got brand new, they got some of the nicest stuff you ever seen, and they have their own carpenter's own. They work on those things and change them in the way you want them. If you want a fireplace in the living room, or if you want a fireplace in a den, or if you, they can do it. They can do all that for you. If you want it in your bedroom, they can do that too. Hey, they know what they're doing, and you know Keith's been doing this for years and years and years, and he knows what he's doing. It's 423-663. 8633. You can give him a call. Also, Ron's Golf and Indoor Flea Market. You know, he's having a hard time right now getting golf carts because he's sold a bunch of them, folks. And he's telling me the other day about this lady come in and says, I want a golf cart, I want this, I want that, I want this, because RL said you can do it. Well, he can. He can put anything you want on it. And now, myself, a lot of people want golf carts with the engine, gasoline engine. But me, if I'm at home, all I want is just a good electric cart. That way you can plug it in. You don't have to go down to the gas station, put in get a 5-gallon can and putting gas in it, and it'll run all day long on a charge. So anyway, you can't get out and go anywhere, you know, unless now if you want to buy one and with a motor in it where you can hop it up and do this and that, you can do that too, and you can drive those golf carts about any place you want to anymore. Also, the White Knuckle event, it's just around the corner. You can't beat that, folks. I'm telling you, they have got some great entertainment this year, and I just advise you to go on brimstonerecreation.com and get your tickets, because, folks, the lines back up. I mean, they really back up. So you get them online and get down and not have to put up with all that hassle. I got 2 or 3 things lined up for you tonight. First of all, I'd like to throw out I guess I'd call it a challenge, and maybe Mr. Flannan and Mr. Powers can call in. I'd like to see the 2 of them come on my show and debate. Give us a time so we can advertise it for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. A great time to really kick it off would be first week of June, because that's 2 months, and that's whenever things usually get kicked off. I'd love to see them come on and have a debate. And I would, because all of you know mostly that I am a Democrat, and I have the Democrat philosophy, but I would just get out of the way and invite somebody that's from the Republican Party or whatever, one on one side, and we'd take calls from the public. I don't need to ask no call. It would just be great, because you know we got our candidates that just will not. I don't know why they won't debate each other. It would make for a great show. Plus, we learn of what our candidates, how they believed in? Because let me tell you something. And I was thinking about this just today. You know, I believe if Hillary Clinton, with her experience, and if she just had the R in front of her name, that she would win Tennessee by a landslide. Not because of what somebody thinks about this and that. Everything that you hear it's hearsay, and folks, we say, well, she got 2 people killed in Benghazi. George Bush ran for a second time and won for a second time, and he got thousands of people killed because he made a mistake. And I don't know whether the issue was Benghazi when after 11 hours of testimony. I'm not so sure that she made a mistake. But the whole thing is going. But anyway, first of all, I got several things to talk about. I want to talk about Aunt Hester's column this week, because last week she called me and said she's going to talk about the lesson that was going to get taught, that people needed to understand. And I agree with we all really, but I'm not so sure that she was giving us a lesson, but she was questioning the commissioners and what have you about giving us a lesson on politics. Well, really, we do need a lesson. I mean, and a lot of us do, myself, and I've been there. But you can't get none of them to sit down and talk to you on TV. You know, and why, if they want to give us a lesson, why don't they come on here? I give them the time. They don't cost them a dime. Give the people a lesson. Tell them why you want to do this and why you, instead of just sitting in a meeting where no one can talk back to you or ask you questions. It don't make sense. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that some. Got to ask you a question. I got this question last night, and it's a very good question. I'd like to hear from you all. Are you happy with your school system in Campbell County? I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear what you've got to say. Are you happy with the school system in Campbell County? And now we had some people in Scott County, I want to hear good or bad. Had one caller to call in and was just absolutely elated with how the school system was going in Scott County. But I probably had several, let's put it that, because I don't know exactly. Several that was very unhappy. Well, why won't they speak up? Why won't they talk about it? Now I'm going to ask you a question. We did talk a lot about history stuff, and I'm going to bring some of the stuff that's been filmed in Scott County and run them on my show. Some of them here. I would love to hear some of them, because I had several years back. I had a guy to come here from the historical side of here in Campbell County. And it was going to feed us some stuff, but they never did do it. But we've got some really good stuff about Scott County, and in fact about it, we got one from the Heartland series out of Knoxville. That's it's public domain. We can show it. But I want to ask you a question and see if there's anybody can answer this question. And we had several of them last night, but this is one in particular. The A model. Is there anyone out there that can tell and call in and tell us where the fuel pump and the gas tank was at on an A model Ford? Is there anyone out there can answer that question? Now, we talked about how many dealerships we had in Scott County at one time. One time we had a Willis Jeep in Scott County. We had a Chrysler. We had a Dodge, and they were all in the same building at Huntsville. We had a Hudson dealership at Hellenwood. we had a Ford and a Chevrolet dealerships in Oneida, and there was a Cadillac dealership in Oneida. Do you know that there's not one new car dealership in Oneida or in Scott County now? Not one. You guys got one here in Campbell County. I can remember when you had the Ford, you had the Chevrolet, you had a Pontiac. Any of you can remember any of the other things? Any of the others at all? I remember whenever there was bars in La Follette. Is there a bar in La Follette now where you can go sit down and have a beer? I mean, I don't know. But is there one? How has time changed over the years? What are some of the things in Campbell County that you can remember way back there? I can remember when there wasn't, there wasn't a theater in the county except a drive-in theater. Now I remember when they were here in Campbell County, you had the drive-in theater down here where the church is at, and you had the one down on Main Street. Now, but Scott County did have 2 theaters in Oneida, 2 movie theaters, but there wasn't one in the county. And they would have movies at the schools, and they'd actually get the big name films and stuff, and it cost you 25 cents, and they'd always have a reel or I can't remember exactly what they call it, where they would show about 15 or 20 minutes and of Lone Ranger or Batman or Superman or something other, and it's cut off, and it was to continue, and so to bring you back every week, and some of those kind of things. So I just wondered if there's anybody out there that's interested in any of that stuff. But is there anybody out there can tell me where the fuel pump and the gas tank was at on an A model Ford? Nobody even want to guess? Because I know there's some people out there watching. I know they are. Anybody out there? I don't have anybody out there watching. Oh, I know there's people watching. Uh-oh. I'm sorry I missed your call. Give me a call back. Anybody? You can guess. There was a lot of that stuff that was called in and said, "Do you remember this?" or "Do you remember that?" And at one time, I don't know how many schools there was here in Campbell County, but at one time in Scott County, we had 38 schools. You're on the air.
Hey, Ariel, we're not that old. I don't remember ever seeing one. That was all the time I was born.
Oh, well, wait a minute. You don't remember the 50s or 60s?
Oh, yeah. I was born in 45.
Oh, okay, I bet you there's somebody here could tell me. Okay, well, I was born in 42, so you got to be able to remember that.
No, I don't remember ever seeing one.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. You're on the air.
Hey, Mr. Skip.
Yes, sir. I bet you know.
I believe that's a trick question.
There is a trick question to it, but
I don't know about let's see, the T model was before the A model, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't believe either one of them had a fuel pump, and the fuel tank set above the engine, and it gravity fed.
That's exactly right. It was, and what it was actually, the gas tank was on the firewall, and you remember if the the gas lid was right in the center of the windshield. Right, and you had to reach up and put it, and it was gravity pulled. And now, if you run low, do you know that if you was going up a hill, you could not go up a hill if it got low? What you had to do was turn around and back up a hill.
That's correct. And also, going backwards, of course, your traction wasn't as good, but the gear ratio between reverse and first, reverse was a lower gear. The ratio was. And it had more pulling power backing up if you could get the traction.
Right.
I thought that was a trick question.
Yeah, it was. There was some trick to it.
Okay, let me think just a minute. Okay, I was thinking about something else was that way. Anyhow, appreciate your time.
Well, wait a minute. I wanted to ask you, there was another, it wasn't a trick question, and God almighty, it was on the tip of my tongue. You ever have that problem happen to you?
All the time. I forget where I'm going half the time. Then when I get there, I forget why I went there.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the first car or truck that actually started with a starter rather than having to crank it?
Yeah, I believe that had to do with, I think that was the Ford also. I believe. Now, I might be wrong on that, but anyhow, that's out there. But my dad told me that at one time there was a Mack truck dealership in La Follette. And it was located somewhere in about where the old Pruitt and Huddleston building was, Chevrolet was. It was right there in that same, I think, if not the same building, the same lot, something like that. But I don't remember it, but I was told that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Appreciate your call, and thanks for helping me out on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we'll ask some more, because I want you to think of some of the old things that's not around here anymore that you can remember, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. You're on the air.
Yeah, RL? That's somebody that we remember the flood that hit La Follette.
The flood?
Yeah.
And okay, and can you tell us when the flood and what year that La Follette was was flooded real bad? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but I hope somebody will call in and tell. And are there any other old things that you've gotten to remember?
Yeah. Well, I remember where Ben Walker's insurance place is. That railroad from the south side to Old Parkstown over what spot is.
Okay.
And we had a 1928 Chevrolet truck or car, and it was cut down, made a truck out of it. Put the fan belt out, drove around through the streets of La Follette.
When the flood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And if there's anybody
I'm 78 years old. I was a kid then, and we drove around through town all over the place.
Yeah, we'll see if we. I had an old Plymouth and I bet you there's people. No, there's not, because the ones that was there then that has passed away. But well, I don't know. There's a county commissioner and a school board member that their grandfather lived right next to us, and he had an old Plymouth car, and I bought it from him, and we cut it off, or he already had cut it off or something. I can't remember now. Whenever I was probably 15 or 16 years old, and we called it the butter truck. And all we did on the back side of Straight Fork, we would drive that old truck from one fishing hole to another fishing hole, because we never did put any tags or anything on it. It was just on the back side of the old Straight Fork Road, and we would drive to fishing holes or swimming holes, and that's the only place we ever drove it. And I bought it from one of the commissioners that's here, and Anna, one's a school board member. Their grandfather is who I bought it from.
Yeah.
Okay. And any of those things that you're out there, folks, you want to talk about tonight, I'd love to talk about it. But then I would, and I wanted to talk some about Ann Hester's column, but I'm going to have her call in here in another hour or so, or 30 minutes or so, and talk about exactly her column this week in the Christian Journal.
Well, up there, where the gas company is, they had lawnmowers still there. Had a house and he had a garage down there.
Uh-huh.
He had a 41 Plymouth. And I went to work. I quit school when I was 13. And I went to work at, when Bill Price cut the timber up in our Deerfield. And I bought that 41 Plymouth when I was 13 years old.
Uh-huh. And you started, and you drove it to work.
Well, I didn't, I had it for about a year down in front of the house, so we didn't have a driveway up to the house.
Uh-huh.
We got in the bank, and we'll just sit down there. I give you a mortgage, back it up, pull it up, and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And when I was 14, I started driving truck in the logwood, and I was cutting one ton, and I told them a little story and got my driver license when I was 14.
Well, I'm going to tell you a wild one. Some of you may know T. Strunk, W.T. Strunk. He owned the Strunk's sawmill and stuff over there, in big business.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know, stripping, where they strip the coal and stuff, do you know at 13 years old, he actually drove one of those coal trucks up and down that mountain? He went to school. He did never go to high school. Now, his brother went on to high school, but Charles Dean never did. W.T. never did go on to high school and started driving a truck, and then he went into the sawmill business, and God only knows how much money that guy's got.
Yeah. Well, Chapman Brothers, they started down here at Carroll, and then they each holler up to there, three or four of them. Well, they cut the timber in there. And when I was 14, I started hauling that timber out there. Hauled it so nice. On a K6, 47 K6 International. That was the Nabisco truck. We bought two of them out of Cincinnati.
Well, I want to tell you something. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then we cut Maplewood and all that old hell, rode it down there to Lake City. Later on, we used them trucks on that.
Well, you know where the swimming pool used to be down there in Kerrville?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, before they put the interstate through there, because that lake went all back quite a bit farther there, and there was a big tree there where everybody went in swimming, and I guess it was used as a baptizing hole too. And well, I might have told this story on the air here before. My friend and I, we came over with his dad and mom, and they had their daughter lived up here on Rose Hill, and they come over here and trade. And so one day they let us off down there to go swimming. We had a tube, and what where they let us off at was there at that first bridge, where the bridge goes down to Twin Coves Boat Dock. So we under there, and we had our bathing suits on, and we had our shoes and socks, you know, and our pants and everything. And we pull them off. We get under the bridge, and we let them, and back then we only got, or especially me, I got one pair of shoes a year. Well, anyway, I had just got my shoes. Hadn't been that I hadn't had them that long, and so we left our shoes and our clothes there under the bridge, and we swam. One of us was on the inner tube, and the other one was swim. And I swam over to that tree, and on the way back, my buddy, he swum, and I was on the inner tube, and we switched back and forth. I was in a little bit better shape than he was at that time, but we switched back and forth. They won't let you do that now. But anyway, we get back over there, and so help me Hannah, somebody stole our clothes and our shoes.
Well, they had Cherokee Theater down the park, Harrison Ferry running. We went to the movie, and then 3 other boys, we went to park the bicycles outside. You know, they had a rack at the park bicycle. And we come out of the movie, and their bicycles was gone.
Oh, wait.
We asked around there, and somebody said, we seen them colored guys had them. So we went up across the railroad track up there. They showed up. They had them up there. We took them away from those people. We lost them in the house.
Well, yeah, I remember the Cherokee Theater, and there was a Woolworths down there, 5 and 10 dime. And what we would do every week, whenever we come, or every month anyway, we come over, we get a 25 cents worth of cashews. Well, tell us 25 cents worth of cashews now, you might get 2 nuggets. I appreciate your call. Oh.
I will. Let me tell you this, and then you know how it goes.
Okay.
I lived out Fort Town, Fort Town goes up Loop Road. And Rockwood and Sam Paul. On the Woodson store downtown, when we put that timber up, Deerfield, he'd walk to the store instead of driving the car, and I'd pick him up, take him down. He'd give me a little bag of that hard candy, and I'd go on to work.
Appreciate your call.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. You're on the air?
Yeah, do you by chance know when the Spice Company in Jellicoe, Tennessee closed?
That's a good question. The Spice.
Yeah.
And you know, there used to be the Jellicoe groceries down there. Is it still down there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back to you right after these words from our sponsors.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're clear.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. Did you know that if you have qualified for the federal low-income subsidy, some people call that extra help. If you qualified for the low-income subsidy, you can change your prescription drug plan at any time of the year that you want to. Sometimes you may find that a medication isn't covered by your current plan, or maybe a plan that's available in your area offers additional benefits that you're not eligible to get through your plan that you have right now. Those are opportunities for you to change your plan year-round. The federal government allows for you, with a low-income subsidy, to change any time of year. If you'd like more information, or if you want me to help you figure out which plan may work better for you, I'd be glad to. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. Thank you.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment. With that country kick, it's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered, from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to Husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks, again, True Value Homes. Now, if you've got land or a deed, folks, it can be your down payment at True Value Homes over in Huntsville. And like I say, it's the last time I'll be talking to you about this for a little while. I'm hoping we'll be back in another couple of months or whatever, but it's very important to know that you don't have to have $10,000 or $20,000 for a down payment to get into a new home. And it's sure better than renting. And some of these homes are so beautiful, you just will not believe it. And they got the lowest prices in Tennessee. They guarantee it. You can't beat that. Also, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. Folks out need to go down there if you're in the market for a golf cart and put your order in. They're hard to get a hold of this time of year, and Ron, whenever he gets one, he cleans it up. He makes sure everything's working good. And again, like I said, if it's just around the house for a farm or something, I would much rather have a battery. That way you can hook it up. You don't have to have that gas can going out there and getting this and that and working on it all the time if it breaks down. These things, they're very, very, very durable. And so anyway, I highly recommend that. And also, we got the big white knuckle event coming on the last weekend of May, so hope you can get over there. I got a couple of more questions. This is another, not actually a trick question, but how many people can remember how many bridges? The reason I asked this question, the bridges on the 063 to the Pioneer Post Office, how many bridges? And they were all one-lane bridges on a main road going into Scott County. And the reason I asked this, the other day, whenever up on the mountain, there was, you was having a hard time getting up the interstate and all that traffic coming through the town here. So we would take the old road up 63. Well, there's a truck driver, evidently didn't know how to swing into those bridges. And that was the only way to get to Scott County, unless you come out of Kentucky or out of Herman to get into Scott County. And especially if you're going towards Knoxville, and it from Oneida to Knoxville would take you about 3 hours. It was a hard drive and a really, really crooked road. And so anyway, the traffic was backed up on the interstate past 134. All the way up on the hill back to Vasper. And so when I could get to 134, my grandson and I, we come off and we get up to where the railroad crossed the old 63 there. They had to stop and said it was a 3-hour wait because there was a truck hung up on the bridge up there. So anyway, we knew that if we come back and try to go up the interstate, it was going to take 2 hours anyway, so we just stayed there and waited till a record come there and pull the guy out. But I want to know how many of you know or can think of how many bridges there was, and there's a place up there that there's no houses anymore. There used to be a tavern. There was 2 restaurants in that general area, but there's no houses there anymore. Can anyone name those places? Sometimes you run out of big issues. We got some big issues we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, but you're on the air.
Hey, Earl, I was wanting to see if anybody out there knows what the spice was used for.
The what now?
The spice, the mace.
Spice mace.
Yeah, it's a spice that was made in Jellicoe, Tennessee, up there at the Elk Spice Company.
Huh.
I found a little bottle, and it's still in contact, just like it come off of the shelf. We was cleaning out a house somewhere. Oh, Lord, I've had it maybe 15, 20 years. But it's a little old hard, square, looks something like a pepper box, but it's paper, and it's about 3 inches high, about 1.5 inches wide, and it's a spice, but it is mace, M-A-C-E.
I don't know, but I hope somebody will call and tell us.
Yeah, me too, because I was wondering what that was used for.
Well, let me tell you, there's something that happened in Jellicoe back at about the turn of the century in the 1900s, and can you tell me what that was? It was a major disaster.
Other than the train wreck and there's a mine explosion up there. I believe it's the Edna mine or something like it.
Well, what happened was there was a boxcar load of dynamite that went off, and it knocked a hole in the ground. I believe, I might be wrong, but something like 18 feet deep. It was so powerful, and some people got killed over it.
Yeah, I remember coming off the mountain of a wet semi-truck wrecked with all them hogs. Everybody in the world's up there, he's giving them something if they can catch them, put them back in, take them with them, you know.
Yeah. Appreciate your call, buddy.
All right,
thank you. Yeah, talking about hogs, there's a guy that supposedly in the Smoky area has killed over 100 hogs this year. You're on the air.
Ariel?
Yes, sir.
Are you talking about those bridges, or were they 3 narrow bridges?
It was 1-lane bridges. How many of them did you say?
3.
3, that's exactly what they were.
Yeah, I was born and raised there in Garland.
Oh, okay.
And I traveled that road. I had a Jeep back in when I was a young boy.
Uh-huh.
And I traveled that road a lot up through Turley, in them places.
Yeah, my dad lived at Turley at one time, and I had a first cousin, and some of you may know him. He had a car wreck and it killed him a few years back, but D.T. Gibson.
Yeah, can you remember Peanut Jeffers? Did you know him?
Oh, heck, Peanut, you're talking about the one that drove the bus?
Yeah, he drove a coal truck back then.
Yeah.
He worked, and that was my neighbor there at Sherwood.
Yeah.
And they claimed the state troopers running off that one of those bridges over the creek, and he got killed.
Uh-huh.
That was about, back in the 60s, I think, wasn't it?
I was way back there.
Yeah. Hey, I live up here at Lake Springs. This is Jim Thompson, and I've called you, before, I guess 4 or 5 years ago. Saturday night, I had a high-wheel weed trimmer stolen from me on my barn.
Oh, man.
And Thursday, I had a day. They broke into the house here. I was working in Jordan, and they got stole my nerve medicine.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and it's getting awful, ain't it?
It is. It's terrible. It's really, really, really terrible.
Yeah. Am I on there?
Yes, you are.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I'm watching your program, and I'll listen to your program then.
Okay, appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, there was two places up through there, and I was wondering if some of you can remember some of those places. You're on the air.
Well, it's me again. That road you're talking about went up through Old Curly. To have a four-way bridge on it.
Okay.
One there, where the railroad comes over that road there. And that one that they get hung up, one going up the hill after that one. And you get up there to the old substation. There's another one. That's where the trucks get hung up.
Oh, yeah, but now, okay, yeah. Now there is 4, but I missed the 4th one. I told the guy 3, but it was 4 because there's one up at where you turn up to go up to Royal Blue, but there's no sides on it anymore.
No, well, no, they've always kept them off. You talking about a store right up that way?
Yeah.
It's a Bluebird Trail. Sitting there where 295 goes in back into Newton.
Right.
I did that right on the railroad there.
Right. There was a Bluebird Grill, but there was another restaurant, and then there was a tavern. And can you tell me where the tavern was at, or the restaurant was at?
It's probably right out there where the old commissary is, where that log yard is now.
Okay. You know where that Coal Tipple was at? There, and it was called Red Ash.
Yeah, that's right through that log foot.
Right. And there was there's a beer joint there, or they call it. And then out there at that Spout Spring, there was a restaurant over on the other side. And that restaurant, if anybody can remember it, it had the porch actually touched the road.
Yeah.
And the back end was like on stilts, and there was a little, I guess, living quarters, probably 2-room living quarters underneath that restaurant. My uncle ran that. His name was Elmer. Him and his wife ran that whenever they, I guess they was the last people that ran that restaurant. And I don't know where the people came from that would come there and make it profitable enough to keep a restaurant, but there was a restaurant there.
They come over the mountain from Quitchmore.
Oh, okay.
My mom, when she was a kid, they moved to Cherville there, right in there, Red Ash. And they had a house there, and they moved over there, and they had a clear post up there, and he flooded them out. And then you go up there, then you got Turley, then you got Hickey.
Yeah.
And then you got that other
where the log thing is at.
Yeah, they got a log in there now where that washer was.
Yeah, there was a washer there.
Yeah, well, we hauled over Ivan up that road for years. And then we hauled that lumber out there, and we just hauled up in there.
Well, let me ask you something other. Does 116 goes down to Lake City or Rocky Top now and runs up through there towards Rosedale? Is Rosedale in Campbell County or is it in Anderson County?
It's in Anderson County.
Oh, okay.
Anderson County. Rosedale is, but it's right in there at Porch. You know, where Anderson County, Campbell County. See, Campbell County plays Rock Road over on New River. On Kansas, they had to go across Anderson County.
Oh, okay.
We all call right there.
Oh, okay. Appreciate your call.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Well, we're getting some new calls in. I'd like, if there anybody like, if there's some of the things that you can remember before the lake came in and took people's land and stuff like that. I just love to hear some of this stuff sometimes. I love it. You're on the air.
Oh, sorry, I was needing to turn in an anniversary and I've dialed you.
Oh, appreciate your call.
Okay, then.
Thank you. Yeah, some of the things that, like this person called and said, at one time La Follette got flooded out. Now, I don't know how we're been right downtown coming across. Now, there's been some bad floods around this area because of the mountains, and you have those cloudbursts or whatever, or what we call a cloudburst, and just come over and really do some real damage. We've had some of those things, especially whenever I lived at Straight Fork, and and when you come across Pioneer Mountain, all the mountains around there and it's like a bowl until you get down to the little old where you turn that bridge across the Straight Fork road on the back side. I've seen the water how it rained so hard and stuff that the water would come up over that bridge, and then at those fields down through there, that the water would be completely cover those fields and over Highway 63 where it's at now. And before they actually went down and started cutting that new road, there was a lot of times that road would get covered with rain, and basically, folks, that road is about the only road, unless you go all the way out to Huntsville and go to Highway 27 and go south. Now, you can turn off at the Norma Road and go all the way up through Nix Creek and into 116 and turn and go over into Lake City. Now, there is a way out, and if you get that up Straight Fork and those kind of floods back then, you don't get them now the way they fix the roads and the creeks to let the water run off. But it was sure different, a whole lot different back then than it is now. But now I got other things to talk about if anybody wants to talk about them. Like I said, I'd like to hear from. Oh yeah, there is one thing I want to mention before we go into the next thing, because I want to hope that Ann Hester's watching. I would like for her to talk a little bit, because one of the things that I read in her column here, about getting educated, and she mentioned about voting and backroom deals and lawsuits and this and that, but I'd love to talk about some other before I go to that. You're on the air.
Hey, R.L., when you go through down by Elgin?
Elgin?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. South Scott County.
Okay, you go on down through there, and do you know what they call the Reed Farm?
Yes.
I just wondering if it still floods out in that field down there.
Yes, it does. It sure does. You're talking about the field just east or north of that, where you go under the railroad.
East or north? Yeah.
Yeah, it still does some. It sure does.
I know when I lived over there, that was all it was, when it was a real hard rain, and it flooded awful down through there.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be, because they've cleaned out a lot of those creeks and stuff to let the water run, and it go down and meet Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm just wondering about that, because I used to live over there.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, and any of those things, old things that any of you want to talk about, give me a call. We'll put it on the air or something if you can remember. I remember that there's a Woolworth store down at it's a 5 and Dime downtown in La Follette, and where we go in and we get root beer floats. Anybody can remember that? And we, like I say, we get the cashews and what have you. Those are some of the things that, and I remember out at the White Bridge, that was a gathering place. A lot of people, and it probably still is, because I went out and seen the ballpark out there. And I don't want anybody to take me wrong. I went out there at that ballpark, and I wish you could, and knowing how much money was spent out there at that Launas Field, I would love for you to come and see the sports complex at Oneida, and I bet you they don't have as many local tax dollars in their fields as they do here. They've got 5 fields over there and 2 soccer fields. You're on the air.
Oh, you talking about that 5 and that? Mama used to go down there and they had them cashews, they had them little red Spanish peanuts.
Yeah.
You get 10 cents worth of those Spanish peanuts. And man, I tell you what, you get a bag then that you couldn't get a $2 bag now to fill it.
No, you wouldn't even come close.
Sure would.
And you could get a 1 penny sucker. Now they're 50 cents or a quarter.
Well, they had those little square kits. You get 2 packs of them for a penny. You know those little strawberry, lemon, and banana kits they call them?
Yep.
Kits? Yeah, they sure did. You get 2 of them for a penny.
Yep, I remember them. The little square and about a 1/4 inch thick.
Yep.
Yep.
When the rolling stores run through the country up in there, where we get them little gas spots. And
I remember the rolling store always come by our house every Wednesday from Jellicoe Groceries down here.
Yeah. Well, this one runs from the Cumberland Grocery, and it come by there, and they did have gas spots, and you could buy those little Spanish peanuts. A lot of times, you'd buy a pack of them, and it cost you a nickel for a little round tube of them that was 3 inches tall. But you might end up finding a quarter or a dime.
Oh yeah, I get the Cracker Jacks.
Yep.
Yep.
And there was another one that back in that's when they had that Hollywood and as far as that in Hollywood, the walnut candy, the black little candy bar, walnut and egg and butternut.
Yeah. A butternut or Butterfinger?
No, it was butternut back then.
Butternut, okay.
Yeah, and like if then you get stuff like that, and if you go right out to the end of the road there, Carl Pierce's dad, they call him Whistler because he played the fiddle whistle all the time. You go down there and get you a cheese sandwich on bread or crackers and a soda. I think, if I'm mistaken, it was 7 cents.
I can remember getting it for 15 cents. We paid 10 cents for the sandwich and a nickel for the drink.
Yeah. Well, the sodas, them little, my dad always drank them Coca-Colas.
Yeah.
Little.
And they were 6 or 8 ounces.
Yeah, I believe it was 6 ounce.
Yeah.
And they raised them up to 7 cents. He said, "I'll tell you what, I ain't buying no more dope."
Well, that's what I did with cigarettes. They went from 17 cents a pack to 25 cents a pack, and I quit. That 7 cents saved my life.
That's what he said. He said, "I ain't paying that." My goodness, last week they was you could get 6 of them for 25 cents. Now they won't. I think, if I ain't mistaken, I believe it went up to 38 cents a carton for 6 of those Cokes.
Yeah. Well, you know how much those little ones, the original in the 6 ounce or 8 ounce or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They're $1.50 each.
Yeah. Well, those little lemonades, grape pits.
Yeah.
We had some of that, and I had one Oriole that never been opened. You know, they had the old cork lid.
Yeah.
My younger son come in. It was made in I believe it's 1957. The little he come in and opened it up and drunk it.
Oh Lord!
He told my wife, he said, "I don't believe that was." I said, "It's lost its fizz, I believe." But we we had a couple of great pets and them lemonades and I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait.
When they had that pole Mac and they took it off, they had to pull it off on account of kids was getting it's just like drinking half of a beer. They called it pole Mac. It was made out of white grapes, but it was sitting in
and it ferment.
Yeah, it sure was. They pulled it off the state made them pull it, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you have to be 21 to buy it. Oh, it was good talk.
Okay, talk to you later. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. I work with folks who have Medicare. If you're new to Medicare, if your plan is getting ready to start, or if you're getting ready to plan your retirement for maybe later this year, please give me a call. There are many plans available in our area that can help offset some of the costs you might ordinarily have with Medicare by itself. I can help you review prescription drug plans that are available. I can help you review doctor networks so that you can pick a plan that will work for the doctors that you choose. And I can help you find a plan that will fit in your budget. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. And if I can help in any way, I'll be glad to try to do it. Thank you.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? And that's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks, we're good. Again, like I said, True Value Homes. Tonight's the last night right now for the next little while. So take this number down in case you're getting into mood that you need a new home or you're wanting to move in. And folks, they'll do you right for you. That's 423-663-8633. Also, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market bringing you tonight's show. You're on the air?
Well,
yes, sir.
Talk about the flood there in the fall.
Yes, sir.
They were up on 2530. There's a spear joint sitting on the shoulder and popped up with spots on the back.
Uh-huh.
They come up, that flower bush got up on that mountain there. and come down there, and he took that through going right down to the valley. And the bridge down there where the city hall is, the old bridge, it flooded up the trees. That's what caused the flood. There was about 4 feet of water in the valley. You're talking about the 5 10-cent stores, or the Pal 5 10-cent store, and the Woolworth 10-cent store. And my first cousin worked in that Pal 5 and 10 till it closed, and they moved to Tazewell and worked in one up there.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Can anyone, or you or anyone, can tell me when the first restaurant or business that went into business on the west side of where the Campbell County High School is at, on the other side of that bridge? Can you remember anything in there, what the first one that went in? First thing that I can ever remember being in there was that car lot that there's on where the rainbow was at, and that I believe it went in before the drive-in theater went out.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
There's 2 theaters on the spot, and well, in the street, there was like Apple and Turkey, and Noah Leach had one up there up where the liquor store department is built there.
I didn't know.
He had auto parts and a junkyard, and he also had a junkyard over at where the project is, over where the Avenue Church is. Whole field, he had it covered with cars, but we took him up and took him to the hospital back in the day. And he was pretty well known, and then they had an international dealer, and Brown Motor Companies right across the international dealer there, and they got a car wash in where international was, and the church factory was there. I worked at it about 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, well, the first thing that I can remember down there was like on Toe String Road. There was some factories down in there, but I can't remember when I go on down until Woodson's put that big market down there. I can't remember any restaurants or anything down through there other than houses.
Well, I was right in there, maybe that car dealer is there, we were a Polyfield. There was a restaurant right there. It was run by Shannick's Brothers. And we used to stop there and eat all the time.
Oh, okay.
Not that long.
Okay.
The restaurant there, and the Elk Cabin had a tail station going there, which I was there too. And you're talking about the water on the TVA back water up. They backed up URL's point. But they got the dam finished in 1937.
Yeah, I know that they.
I remember about that.
Okay, I was born in 42, so that's good to talk to you, sir.
Yeah, all right, anytime.
I appreciate it very much. Boy, I tell you, it's turned out to be great for me tonight.
And let me tell you something else. Over where you live, Scott County. Remember that house? You remember the house where the old road used to go with the fork there? There's the Robertson store there.
Yes, sir. I know exactly where it's at.
Okay. Well, Frank went up to the 810 over here, and over there, and there was still 5 cents here in Campbell County. And that lady wouldn't charge us for 5 cents for a drink over there. She put our day. She never would charge us anything more than what we find at home.
What you paying for them over here, huh? Yeah. That store, it stayed open for a long time. In fact, I know exactly where it's at.
4 or 5 years, I guess. I don't know what Kibble does. Go after that.
Okay.
So,
I've been through that probably.
Okay, appreciate your call, sir. Okay, I got to tell you a cute little this kid. There's a triplets over there, and they were freshmen in high school at Scott High last year, and this one kid. Sure enough, it was somebody, or I guess he said it. One of his brothers caught a 9-pound pike, or not pike, but a walleye, a 9-pound walleye at the head of the river over there. But he said it only weighed 6 pounds after they took one of the guys up there at fishes all the time. They took all the hooks out of its mouth. Where he broke their lines. But anyway, it was funny way he told it. I don't remember exactly how he told it. But anyway, I want to talk about Ann Hester's General Store, because she called in last week and said she was going to talk about educating the government 101. And she wrote a half a page here and talking about, and elected officials suing other people, and people suing elected officials, and I guess that there's one of them that's going to turn out to be probably a big deal, and it actually could it could cost somebody a lot of money, or a lot of grief, or a lot of something or other, because some of this stuff is turning out to be a little bit bigger than I guess a lot of people thought it might come out, because I guess this deal where some of the employees was actually charging for work that was personal work, or supposedly, I don't know, being done, and charging people and using county equipment, and from what I understand, this has nothing to do basically with this lawsuit that Ann Hester's talking about, but I guess it has ended up towards something toward that, because my understanding is that Mr. Kidd, and this has nothing to do with Ann Hester's column, but Mr. Kidd has asked for all the records out of that department for the past 5 years, and see if any of that stuff was actually, I guess, logged in any books or anything. It could turn out to be a bigger than what I guess it might have been intended to do. But I do want to make one comment before and I hope that Ann Hester, I don't know whether she's watching or whether she ever watches or not. I know she calls in every once in a while, and I hope she'd talk about this. But folks, I got one of the things that just absolutely, and I've mentioned it several times, about computers. Every office in the county, if it's a government office, if it's not on computers, it should be on computers. And it should not be any question. And you don't want to I guess, lay people off or something. But whenever it comes to, you've got the number of people that you have in offices, and it's the same as it was years ago. There's something bad wrong. You're definitely not. You're not in the right business. You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Yes, sir.
I thought I heard my name called. I thought I better call in and see what's going on.
The only thing that I believe it was
thinking about good old Hazel Valley.
Well, I read in the paper. It's been a few weeks back that maybe you had sued and you was representing yourself. And
hey, tell me something. Did you see where this Democrat judge down at Nashville, a federal judge representing Middle Tennessee? Actually, I think that court's in Cookeville, isn't it? That Middle Tennessee federal court is in Cookeville.
Right.
But anyway, did you see where he overturned the results of that amendment changed 2 years ago on abortion? Remember, it was on the ballot that we could basically vote to essentially outlaw abortion. I think it didn't. I don't think it outlawed it in Tennessee, but it restricted it. And he claimed that with all that electronic voting and everything, that the tabulation was flawed. You know, I was convinced. So he's overturned the results of that election of 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I was convinced that Virgil Kidwell had beat Dennis Powers, and this proves it.
Yeah, and now I believe but now again,
he essentially asserted that the tabulation of the votes 2 years ago were flawed. And if you recall, Virgil Kidwell ran against Dennis Powers, and they said Dennis Powers won. But according to this Democrat judge, I'm not too convinced. Virgil Kidwell might have won that race.
Well, now I did read in the paper, and I might have read it on my internet that you may have asked for several records and dating back for maybe a year or two, or maybe 5 years.
I can't talk about that. That's public record. You can go down and read it, but you know I can't talk about it. But what do you think about? Don't you think Virgil Kidwell might have won that race?
I have no idea. I just know that I will go to my grave believing that Leif Jeffers, the first time around, won that race.
Well, I love what Cliff Jennings said about that race. Cliff Jennings said they found 100 votes for Yoakum over in Claiborne. What's the matter with them people over in Scott County? Couldn't they find 100 for Leif?
The thing about it's funny that just that one number was one off. Which off. Well, no, it's one number. It was, instead of being a zero, like 12 or 10,092, it ended up 10,192 because they said it miscounted.
You know, they said they failed to carry a 1.
Yeah.
What they did was they set up all night and figured out how to win that for Yoakum, because that was her county over there.
Right.
But Cliff Jennings, he said, what's the matter with them people in Scott County? Can't they find 100 votes? But you know, I filed a lawsuit against Alan Williams, who used to be the election director in Anderson County. And I proved that he stole an election over there against a candidate from here. Basically, he found 100 absentee votes. Dennis Powers had won that race by less than 100 votes. He went home with a victory. And that night, he found 100 absentee ballots over there in Anderson County, and I think there was only 3 or 4 precincts in Anderson County in that race. And Al Williams found 100 absentee ballots, and all 100 of them went for the Democrat, Jerry Cross. So the next morning, Dennis Powers woke up. He lost the election. Same way Leif Jeffers went home with a victory that night.
With an 88 vote victory, and he woke up with a 12-point loss.
Well, that's kind of the same way they did Dennis Powers several years back. And I was able to prove that in a lawsuit. You know, when you get in a lawsuit, you have what they call discovery. And I was able to prove what Alan Williams did, and you know, the county commission fired him over that. Plus, there were some other laws we found that he was violating, and as election director, you should stick to the law. You should not be breaking laws. But I worked with a guy over there by the name of Ernest Phillips.
Oh, you're talking about in Scott County?
No, Anderson.
Huh, Ernest Phillips is a county commissioner, been a county commissioner for 26 years in Scott County.
You don't know Ernest Phillips from Clinton?
No.
He used to own a newspaper over there. That was Boomer's first job, I think.
Huh.
It was the Lake City Weekly over there.
Huh.
You don't remember that newspaper?
No.
I remember Boomer coming around to pick up election results for that newspaper back like in 80.
I remember the chief of police down there, Claude McGill. But that's all person I know down at Lake City.
Ernest Phillips' daughter, Terry Franks, is now the county mayor in Anderson County.
Oh, okay.
You know, she's in her second term now. Ernest was a Democrat, and his daughter's a Republican.
Well, if you want to get elected, if you really even, I mean, and which you don't run on a political ticket as far as Democrat or Republican in these local races, but if they find out you're a Democrat, you're not going to get elected.
Yeah, she was chairman of the Republican Party over there. She had her daddy thrown out of the meeting. He told him, "You're a Democrat. You have no business here," and have the what do they call it? The Master of Arms.
Yeah.
March him out of there, man. She threw her own father out of the Republican meeting in Anderson County. And I'll tell you what, they have some interesting politics around. But anyway, I just want to say hey.
Okay.
And I remember the old Bluebird Grill, and you know, back in the...
Well, you remember Buckeye?
In the early 60s, I used to hitchhike. I would stay with Mitchell Lawson and them over in Normie sometimes during Christmas vacation or summer vacation from college, and I would hitchhike.
Well, evidently he didn't know you very well because he had some nice-looking daughters.
I would hitchhike from
no comment
to Normie, and when you get stranded at the Bluebird Grill at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and there'd only be one car come by about every 10 minutes.
10 minutes every hour.
But it was hard to catch a ride from Jellicoe down to the Bluebird, and then from the Bluebird on over to Straight Fork, and then from there to Normie.
Well, let me...
Sometimes it take all night to get to Normie from Jellicoe.
Well, one, and so help me, me and this guy named Alton Lau, we got a ride. Huntsville was playing La Follette football. Norma didn't have a football team at that time. So, well, Norma didn't have a football team until they went to elementary.
Yeah, Norma High School never had a football.
Never had, right. So anyway, we followed Huntsville. So we got a ride from Huntsville to La Follette here to watch Huntsville play La Follette. Well, do you know, I know there was people that knew us, that went by us, and we had to walk from here to Straight Fork.
Well, yeah, that's a long walk.
It's a long walk. And up old 63, it hit miles of nothing but, and nobody pick us up. But I'd say after 11 or 12 o'clock, there never was a car past us the whole time.
I know it. There's 4 one-lane bridges
Right.
And you know, you can still drive over them. If you just go down to Shoney's and take an old road up through there, they're still there.
Oh, I was there just the other day. It got stuck there. They told us, well, the traffic was backed up all the way back down to Vasper from up on the mountain. And it took us 30, 40 minutes to get from Vasper over the hill to where we could turn off on 134. And we was going down the old road. Well, we get down to where you go under the railroad tracks. It's turning everybody back, saying it's 3-hour wait because there's a big truck stuck on the Hickey Bridge, and they had to wait till a wrecker could get there to lift it up and put it back on the road, the back end, because it was over. And anyway, we decided to go on, but we used that road 8 or 10 times, because going up the mountain, you get down by the bridge there, and it take you 2 hours to get up to 141.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a nice little shortcut. Sometimes I like to take it just for old time's sake, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Appreciate your call.
Get you later, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay, now, I'm waiting for Ann Hester after my break, because I've got another 5 minutes before we go to break. And I wanted to talk about something here at setting this thing up, if I can find her. But whenever you've got 12 or 15 people in a finance office, folks, there is no question in my mind the number of entries and the balancing and doing this and that, and I had a associate's degree in accounting. That was my if you call it a major, that was the number one, and basic management. And if you could no more entries that would enter every day, and you had 4 or 5 people that know what they're doing with a pencil and paper in the ledger books and balancing, getting your debits and credits, and it takes 15. There's something bad wrong. And my way of thinking, I'm not saying, I don't blame the finance director if the county is letting him, but what it tells me, your county commission don't have an ideal, don't understand basic math to even think for a minute that it takes that many entries every day to keep Campbell County running. I would say Scott County they probably have 3. I don't know whether it's 3. They may have 3. I know they didn't have over 3 whenever I was a county commissioner. And they didn't, and whenever I was a county commissioner, they did not have computers. You're on the air.
Hey, speaking of finance office, did you know Hamilton County, with a population of 60,000 people, that's Morristown, I think, they do not have a finance office. One person in the county mayor's office handles payroll. And buddy, that's it. The county mayor takes care of all that.
Like I say, there's something bad wrong.
I surveyed 30 counties around us. The most any other finance office had, and at that time I think we had 18 or 19 in that finance office somewhere around. It was close to 20. The counties that had the most, they had only 7, and that was Knox County.
There's something bad wrong.
There's a psychological phenomenon called empire building. People will build an empire to make themselves look real important if you let them. And especially when they're spending somebody else's money. You see this in private corporations. You may have seen it, where somebody might get in charge of the computer department, and before you know it, they had over 100 employees when they only really needed maybe 7 or 8.
No question.
And that happens a lot, and our county, you're right about the county commission. Our county commission has let certain departments get away with that around here. We have some of the most overloaded departments at our courthouse that you could imagine. I mean, we're talking about back in the mid-'80s, you'd have like a register of deeds and one secretary.
Right.
Now, you can't get in the deeds office. There's 15, 20 people in there. And we do not need a property assessor's office in Jellicoe. I've lived here 25 years. I'm yet to set foot in a property assessor's office. You don't need those people in Jellicoe. It's not like they go in there every day. And it's not a fee office like the clerk. The county clerk is a fee-based office. They bring in tons of money. So if they have an office in La Follette, which they really don't need, you don't need 2 offices 3 miles apart. But one in Jellicoe wouldn't hurt.
It just don't make sense. Appreciate your call.
Okay, buddy. Get you later, buddy.
We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. Did you know that we have special needs plans available in our area specifically designed for people who have Medicare and TennCare? These special needs plans can provide additional benefits beyond what Medicare and TennCare offer you, and they can offer those additional benefits at no cost. If you're interested in finding out about getting dental and vision coverage or assistance for your over-the-counter items like cough and cold remedies, vitamins, aspirin, things like that, please give me a call. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. I'll help you determine if you qualify for those plans, and I can explain how they work to you. Have a good day.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks. Again, I want to just remind everybody about True Value Homes. Keith Klothfelter, a native of Campbell County in here, and he's got a heck of a business in Scott County, and he's guarantee you he'll do you right. And he's got some an awful fine homes over there. You can give him a call at 423-663-8633. Also, Ron's Golf Carts and Indoor Flea Market, located behind Long John Silver's. Go down, browse around. Some good hot weather right now. Good place to go down and check it out. And then the White Knuckle event that's going to happen at the end of May. You're on the air.
All right, Mr. Gibson, what did you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about your column this week about, you're just going to give everybody a government lesson. And I thought you did a pretty good job with this and talking about different things. And one of the things, though, that I'd like to ask you is, I know that I know you're very intelligent, okay? But can you even fathom or even think that a county of this size would need 15 people in a finance office?
No.
And they're wanting to increase the taxes, wanting you all to vote on increasing your taxes?
Well, that was the gist of the column. Someone said down there, I don't know who it was, that the voters need to be educated. And I just reiterated the education we've already received.
Okay,
We
now
already have been taught many lessons by our government here.
What have...
How could, the state of Tennessee is still only one of 7 states that charges taxes on food. You know that?
Yes.
All right, but like I say...
Well, now that was supposed to have went off and went down to 6% instead of 9% at one time.
Yeah, well, see, but they get that money coming in, and I read the budget for the state this year, and come on. But anyway, getting back to just local, local is the same thing as state and government. It's just in a different, But, isn't it a shame that the IRS won't get their $6 million bonus money this year?
I have no idea.
Well, normally the IRS workers get their $6 million that go to them for bonuses. For what? And they have, I forgot how many people there that owe back taxes. But that's government. Like I said, the government used to support us. Now we're supporting the government to an alarming rate.
Well, let me. I also read in your column that offices down there were setting up their own businesses in.
Well, that was in the paper when they did the state audit. That didn't.
Yeah, and I read that audit. Yeah. But does anyone ever do anything about those kind of things? Does the county commission even come back and give anybody any updates?
Or anyone mentioned? I talked to several county commissioners, and it was never brought up again. If it was a one-time fluke, then okay. But was it a one-time fluke? How long it had been going on, I don't know. But regardless of that, like I say, if as long as I've lived here, the government has not gotten smaller; it's gotten larger.
Well, now
and with computers and everything, like I said in my column, many of these things that government is doing, private enterprise can do very well and make money and pay people. And why do we keep letting it? If we thought that this tax money was going to reduce the debt or reduce the size of government, okay. But we've been taught that it doesn't. And I'll bet you within 2 years, they'll want another real estate increase.
It won't be 2 years.
Well, I'm just giving them...
But now, main thing that I wanted to get, what do you hope to get from this?
Well, I don't hope to get anything. I mean, personally, I just hope that people, and I know most of the people understand it. The thing that I would like to see happen here in Campbell County is people stop being afraid of their government.
And I did read in there where you did say that we were actually slaves to our government here in Campbell County.
Well, I know I didn't say that. I said now we know we're being taught or we're seeing how it was like to be a slave.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, yeah. Well, if you're saying you know how people felt when they were slaves,
When
you
they
say,
were slaves,
but you're basically,
punished.
well, basically you're saying that I don't know where people don't have the cahutas to stand up for what they believe in.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you look how you feel about it, then why are we afraid to speak up? Because you get sued, or you're going to lose your job, or they're going to, mess with your company. Well, when you're afraid of government, that's not freedom. That's tyranny.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be afraid here. I mean, most of the people here are hardworking, good people, and we got a good foundation here. But when will we step out of that government thing? When will we step out of that and free ourselves and realize that we could be freer if we apply the pressure where it needs to be applied? We don't have any leadership.
Well, and now we don't. We elected people that won't come in front of the cameras or won't sit and tell you or me anything. I mean, they just.
Have you had any of the county commissioners on your show this year?
No. And I haven't had any.
Hey, I mean, if you want to talk to the public, then you come on and explain it to us. Explain it. What are you going to do with this money?
But that's now you're getting exactly where I'm trying to get to on this.
Explain it to us. I mean, I understand where it's going.
Because I remember, I believe now, I believe, and I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that one of the county commissioners, and I think it was Miss Ayers, actually said that the county needed an education.
I don't know. I think maybe that might have been in the paper, but somebody said it. And
I believe it was. I believe it was in the paper. And now, if they need an education, why aren't they? Don't have to come on my show. They got Jerry's show, and I'm sure that
they said they were going to have town meetings. And that the referendum wouldn't cost us anything, becomes out of the discretionary fund. So.
Well, town meetings, nothing will come out of them because people won't go to them.
Well, they won't, and if they go, are they going to get their questions answered?
Well, right.
Without there being a big argument, or nobody being able to explain. Look, I don't think those people are all those commissioners, or most of them are down there just to do evil. I don't believe.
I don't either. But let me ask you this.
The mayor is not. There's no leadership in the mayor's office.
Let me ask you this. Can anyone that's sitting on the commission, I'm not talking about now Mr. Marlowe coming down there as a finance director and telling us why he needs money or why he needs the county commission. There is people that's on that finance committee, and there's a mayor, there's public people, there is also county commissioners that's on that budget committee. They need to know why. Not somebody coming over and saying, this is why you need this money, telling me why you need this. They need to be able, somebody needs to be able to read that budget and tell me why.
Right.
Why do you need 14,
power of the purse.
Why do you need 14 additional people under you to I mean, I don't want to see people lose their jobs. I don't mean that. I don't want to see those people, but they've created a system down there that they've overemployed people, and they put people in that position. And it would be a hardship on some of them to lose their jobs. But if your tax base begins to dwindle and dry up, they're going to go anyway. But the thing about it is, whenever you have a department head, and they spend money, and they don't spend money every day. And I tell you what, they did something that did change somewhat. The payroll. There's people out there that'll take that payroll for you, and they'll have one person doing that payroll, and if you're charging and you got 5 people down there doing a payroll, and you're spending at least $120,000, and they'll do it for you for $20,000.
Oh, I know they will. But nobody has explored that. Nobody explores those possibilities because it means that they're going to have to lay off county workers. And I know that's a tough decision to make, but maybe they could go to work for the people doing the payroll. I don't know.
But now, when you say here that there's somebody supposed to, about giving an education, I'd like to know what that education is. What are they talking about?
Now, what are they going to explain to us? Exactly where that tax money is going to go to? All right, well then tell us that. Is it going to go to pensions? Is it going to go to county road? Where is it going to go? Because that money is already spent. You know that, and I know that. That's why there's going to be a real estate increase on top of it.
Well,
money is already spent, RL. You know that.
When they keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off.
Right, and where are they pulling? All of a sudden they'll pull money out of here, pull money out of there.
I understand that every so often you have to go up because people's paydays, they can't work for 10 years and never get a raise.
No, they can't. But what is the average salary of I'm not talking about what's the average salary of a county worker now, or a government worker down there? What's the average salary?
Well, now, I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know that anytime
way above what the median income is in this county.
Oh, yeah. Everything is, they do have guidelines that they have to go by.
I don't begrudge them their money. I don't. But when you keep getting it, it's going to dry up.
I don't have any problem with them making $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year. I have a problem with if you've got work for 10 people. I have a problem with you having 20.
That's right. But and like I say, it's nothing against the people that work for the county. They got pulled into the system. They got pulled on the train. There's no leadership in those departments. There's no leadership in the county government. So they get pulled on that train. And they have families. They have people they have take care of. I understand all that. But so it's the same way with the federal government, the state government. We're going to come to a point where where's the money coming from? Every time I hear these politicians, you're going to get this and going to get that. I ask the one question, where does the money come from? You drive the middle class, where's the money going to come from? So that's my problem. But for an elected official, whoever it was, to say that we need to be educated, to me, was absolutely a smack in our heads.
Well, now, is there another follow-up to this?
Well, I'm going to see because I was trying to get some information. I understand that they had a TV crew down here at the workshop meeting tonight. I don't know what was supposed to have happened. I've been trying to get some information what happened there, but this is just at a workshop meeting. But if you look at all those things that they talk about and the same things they talk about in the county, it doesn't solve any major problems. It's solving a lot of personal problems.
Okay.
What is this? This group for, to be in control or power. You can't say this. If you're this, you can't say this to somebody else. If you're an elected official and you see somebody parked behind a building taking a nap, you mean to tell me you don't have the right to walk up and tap on his window or her window and say, hey, what are you doing?
Well, I don't.
That seems to be a problem here.
I would never do that, but I may contact their immediate supervisor or something.
And what if you do that and nothing ever changes and you catch them again?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I do know.
So like I say, we have problems here. The biggest major problem we got in this county is drugs. And all this energy that we're wasting on who can do this and who can do that and this childish stuff to me. Let's get to the problem here. Why do we have this problem here? You know why? Because they all sit around and watch this.
Okay,
I don't see any hope.
How much discretionary, I can't hardly say the word, funds.
Discretionary funds.
Discretionary funds. How much, because you mentioned that in here several times.
I don't know how much they're getting now. I think they waived it, but they can use it. But at one time, I don't know, wasn't it over 2,000 a piece or something like that?
I don't know. I know.
Go back and look through my notes.
I know that one time.
Wasn't used with discretion. What does discretion mean? I mean, I've heard, I've been in the company and seen some of these commissioners, hand it out to some churches and hand it out here and hand it out there, but they're still handing out the public's money.
Basically, discretionary really just means that, okay, I'm going to, you make your discretion. You make the decision on.
But maybe if all that money was compiled, they could solve one problem with that money, and instead of handing out if there was a big problem, they could solve it with, so many thousand.
Well, I've seen where Commissioner Jennings recommend that he would give his monies to for a veterans graveyard here.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know that I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
No, I think there's a way to go about it. But I keep hearing these veterans here that are indigent, and I can't get the names of them. Who are these people?
Well, now, to myself, I think it's a great idea, but I think it should be publicly funded, privately funded, not publicly funded with taxpayers' money. I'm not.
Yes, but see, people are leery now. They tried that, get that veterans village with the houses, and that was just that was a scam. I mean, all those people involved with that came not from here, they disappeared.
Yeah, it disappeared.
You can't just wave the flag, say a veteran. I mean, all these veterans organizations, how many of them now are being investigated for misusing the funds?
Absolutely.
See, and it just gets to be, we're human beings. We fall for that, and I'm real skeptical about it. But I think that we have been educated by our government here, and we've been educated to be afraid of our own government, and that's not the way we're supposed to live. What did they do? They stopped you from talking at the meetings. You have to sign up, I've gone to some meetings where it goes on for hours, and citizens get up and say what they want to say, and there's no retribution. Because the citizens won't stand for retribution.
Well, you never see when people complain or there's a problem, you never see corrections made.
That's right. You don't see them. I mean, okay, if they get the road paved, then they don't care about what else is going on in your county, what other people are doing with that. I mean, how the money is being wasted, and you can't tell me there's not waste.
But I'm not saying
excessive spending. But you've got too many people working there. That's excessive spending.
I'm going to say just something.
Some other places that have far more money coming in, and they have far less people working in their offices.
As far as Register of Deeds, like the one caller called tonight, it was Mr. Kidd, and saying, how many people is in Register of Deeds, but how many transactions a day do you have, and why are they? You have to go in and pull out 18 books. Why aren't those all?
Well, when the state auditors have audited this county over and over again, how did the state auditors know what they were looking for this time? Do you know that wasn't a fluke? They even had the names of the people that had paid those employees. It wasn't a fluke. Somebody told.
Well, you know what? There's people can go down there right now, and I'd say, let's just say, go into the Register of Deeds office, and I'm not saying anything negative, but they don't have to sit and type all that entry in. They scan it in, and and they could have every one of those books scanned in, and probably in a week or less.
Right.
And have them all organized and put them in a ledger and oh, good Lord, I'm trying to think of the proper name.
Know about computers. Computers are excellent and they have, we know that in 5-10 years, computers are going to, replace a lot of things, but on the same time, people are creating jobs for human beings.
Well, listen.
There are people that are doing that. But like I say, I don't want to be afraid to live here. I don't think any citizen should have to be afraid if they stand up and speak. But, boy, we have seen what happens. I have talked to people, other politicians, and they said when you sue a citizen, when you're an elected official and you sue a citizen, that's political suicide.
Well, it probably should be.
It's the hardest case in the world to prove that citizen did not believe what they said. You have to be able to prove without a shadow of a doubt that citizen maliciously and made that story up. Well, if you look at everything, if you say so-and-so did such and such, You just about know what they did. Nobody keeps a secret here.
Well, here's another thing, and I will get off of here because it's time for me to go. You mentioned the lighthouse. You mentioned the Duff disaster. All this. If those things were so important and were so going to be generate the kind of revenue that they were,
right, and they were nothing but
they were trying to sell. Why hasn't it been done with private money? Because that's, I mean, if you're going to make, if I spend $1 million and I'm going to make $2 million, or I'm going to make $5 million, I don't think you should be putting it off on the county. Because if it's coming in here, is that profit going to come into the county? Absolutely not. It's going to go.
Not. And that's what I said. We've already been educated. If anybody wants to come on your show or anybody else's show and explain to us exactly where this raise will go, where this taxing, then I'd be willing to listen and be unbiased about it. If they can explain it to us where it's going to go, but it's already spent money. How are they going to explain that?
Okay. Appreciate your call.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, folks, it's time for me to go because I do my commercials and everything. But remember, the last night for me on with True Value Homes in Scott County, they'll be back before long, but somewhere along the way, you spend out of your advertising money and you have to back off a little bit. So I appreciate them advertising me as long as they have, and I hope when you go in, you tell them that RL sent you. Also, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market, folks. If you just want out running around and browsing around, I highly recommend that you go there, and I'd highly recommend if you are in the market whatsoever for a golf cart, see Ron first and put your order in. Because when he'll get some good ones in there, and he'll make sure that they run properly, and he cleans them up and does this all for you. That's Ron's Golf and Indoor Flea Market. And good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Hi, my name is Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. Did you know that we have special needs plans available in our area?